So we're gonna start with like just generally a tip to do with meta language. Obviously, there's quite a bit of meta language that you've learned doing English language, and you've seen this as well. But it is important to remember that you are not going to be asked to identify or even define like a piece of well, no, let me rephrase that. You're not going to be asked to define or give definitions or be asked specifically about a certain piece of meta language where you have to explain it like a textbook um, or a dictionary, right? It is so much more important for you to be able to apply the knowledge surrounding that meta language in your writing, in your analysis, and so on, right? Um, so, what's more important than just knowing what a meta language is, knowing more than what a noun is, or perhaps an elevated lexis, is to know and I guess internalize deep down what effect does using an elevated lexis do to the speech or to the text that you're analyzing. So obviously, if you're going to use an elevated lexis, you're coming off as more sophisticated, more formal. Perhaps you're portraying a certain image, right? And like that there, like knowing the common functions and uses of those specific language features and those specific meta language is what you would want to know slash remember. The easiest way to kind of get your head wrapped around this or perhaps memorize it is to do flashcards. Like have the front side be the piece of meta language, have the back side be what effect does it have in certain contexts, and then regurgitating that makes your speed uh, in um, in SACs and exams multiply by like multiple times, right? Uh, but generally, what you have to think about with meta language is how you're applying it uh, on a more sophisticated level. Think about how Bloom's taxonomy, if you guys know what that is, it's like this triangle that shows you the level of depth of information or knowledge and understanding. So if you're just remembering or recognizing something at the base of the pyramid, you're actually not like internalizing that information that well. As opposed to if you do apply slash evaluate slash analyze using that meta language, then um, your knowledge and depth like goes much lower, and that's what Saxon exams and VCA is looking for with meta language. Okay. Also, here's an example: a parallelism. So the effect that it would have would be to make the text more memorable, contributes to rhythm, and repeats words or like repeating the words, which aids to the cohesion of the text as a whole, right? Those are the things that you want to be um, like using and writing about in any Lang scenario. Okay. So I gave the tip of using um, flashcards to, I guess, increase your speed, but you can also do it via meta language glossary. This, I guess, increase your depth and knowledge rather than speed, but you're welcome to do whatever you want. Um, you know, whatever suits your current weakness or your needs.